Researchers examined the brain tissue of 37 people who had died between the ages of 3 and 92 and had lived either in Mexico City or Manchester, England, cities with high air pollution. Microscopic analysis of the tissue found a large amount of tiny magnetite particles, likely from air pollution. Magnetite is a magnetic material associated with neurodegenerative diseases.
We were able to examine those thin sections to identify if these particles were in the cells, what shape, what size distribution, and critically also do chemical analysis in the microscope to identify that these particles were magnetite.
Magnetite particles can enter the brain by breathing through the nose. The researchers say the range of particle sizes suggests they were formed in high temperatures, such as combustion from vehicle engines.
When you actually see the extracted particles and you see, there are hundreds and thousands of these particles visible in one microscope view, and that's when it hits home, that there's a prolific amount of magnetite in the brain that shouldn't be there.
So how did the researchers make a connection between these particles and Alzheimer's?
It's always been known that metals accumulate in the brain with Alzheimer's disease, sometimes with aging, there are more metals in the brain, but it wasn't known if that was because they were coming in some other route. They look like they looked when they were in the atmosphere, and as well as being in the atmosphere, we see them in the brain.
Although the scientists are not claiming a definite link between the particles and Alzheimer's, they believe it is important for the research to continue.
Magnetite is such a dangerous mineral for the brain. Looking for and identifying magnetite in the human brain, that's why it's significant. Alzheimer's disease may be a modern epidemic of our own making.
There is currently no cure for Alzheimer's, but drugs and other treatments show promise in helping people affected by the debilitating disease. Deborah Block, VOA News, Washington.